Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah and this is Jar of Fireflies. Here I make videos all about my life as an Orthodox Jewish homeschooling mother of 4. And today we're getting ready for Shabbat. All right, folks, with all the holiday stuff we've had going on lately, I have not done a Shabbat prep video in quite some time. So here we are today. Today is Friday, and I'm getting ready for Shabbat. As you can hear in the background, yes, baby Firefly is awake, as are all my boys. They all woke up at like 7 o'clock this morning or something, maybe even sooner. What time is it now? It's only like 7:15. Yeah, they were up before 7. But before we get too far into today's video, I want to give a quick shout out thank you to today's sponsor, Native. When I'm shopping for body wash, I'm looking for clean and simple ingredients, and of course a great scent, and Native fits the bill. Native leaves my skin feeling soft and hydrated. It froths up into a luxurious lather without any sulfated surfactants. Pro tip, it makes a great addition to any bubble bath. It's residue-free, leaves your skin feeling silky smooth while also smelling amazing. Native body wash contains clean, effective, and simple ingredients that are easy to understand. They're naturally derived ingredients to help cleanse your skin. It's phthalate and dye-free, also vegan and cruelty-free, made with plant-based cleansers and citric acid for pH balance to keep your skin ultra happy. You can choose from a wide range of scents with new choices being released all the time. Whether you want spicy and woodsy or clean and crisp, there's an option for everyone. The scents are long-lasting, so you smell fresher longer. My latest order included powder and cotton, which smells so fresh and airy, as well as lavender and rose, which is like a garden on a spring day, and my new favorite, Coastal Oak and Amber, which is so earthy and sweet. And I have to tell you about Native's newly launched candy collection. This collection of obnoxiously craveable candy shop inspired scents gives a bright moment of indulgence with delicious flavor and colorful fun all around. Satisfy your sweet tooth with an explosion of color, fragrance, and fun with Native spin on some of your faves like gummy bears, sweet cinnamon hearts, sour berry belts, and my favorite, strawberry vanilla taffy. Native has more to offer. Attending to all your personal care needs, they also do amazing deodorants and hand and body lotion. Treat yourself to the ultimate care package and don't miss out on their new limited edition scents. Of course, I've left you all the information down in the description box and my pinned comment below, so you can click my link there or use my code FIREFLIES4 for 20% off your first order. This offer is available site-wide, but only for a limited amount of time, so stock up and save. So anyways, today is Friday and we have a lot to do. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be making bourekas today. Frozen bourekas. I'm looking at my list over here. I'm gonna be making a dessert and I'm gonna be doing some roasted green beans. So actually that's pretty simple. Those are 3 things I have to do, which is a lot for a Friday, but those items are pretty simple. So yeah, we can do this. But also Mr. Firefly has to cook. So there's gonna be like some coordination over the kitchen, which we have not yet coordinated because he is at services. All right, you may have noticed that my table was already set. I used to always set the table on Friday, and then recently-ish, I started setting the table on Thursday night. And you guys, this is making all the difference in the world to me. Setting the table is something that always takes so long. And that's because that table, we do so much on it during the week. It's a place where my husband will sit and work. It's a place where sometimes the kids will do school. It's a place where I'll sit and read. It's a place where Legos get spread out. Like, it is a place where we live. So to clear it off and get it all set up with a fresh new tablecloth and plates and everything for Shabbat, it ends up taking a while because there's so much stuff to clear off and put away, and I don't always know where everything goes, and I need other people to come and put their things away, and then of course there's the actual setting the table itself, which is its own little process. So setting the table on Thursday night has just made a massive difference for my Fridays. Okay, so all that said, I really do want to get started on Shabbat prep here momentarily because I'd like to get some stuff into the oven before Mr. Firefly gets home. So I think I'm gonna get started on those cakes, and yeah, that's what we'll do. Just get started on all the things. Okay, so yes, I am using a box cake mix. This is the King Arthur brand of box cake mixes. They are by far the best gluten-free box mixes that I have found for cake. Now, I do doctor up the mix a little bit, and I will explain as we go through. Okay, so first thing, this mix calls for 3 eggs, and I put in 1 extra egg, so for a total of 4 eggs. Next, it calls for milk. Instead of using milk, I use soy milk, and this is going to make the whole cake mix here dairy-free for us. I also add in 1 package of instant pudding. So this is just like a vanilla pudding since I'm using a white cake mix. And finally, instead of using oil or butter, I am using applesauce. So I literally just dump all the ingredients in a bowl and then mix it up until I've got a nice batter. And then I am ready to pour it into whatever it is that I am pouring it into to bake in the oven. So I went with my Nordic ware today for a couple of reasons. One, this makes little cakes so people can take like the amount of cake that they want without having to have like a whole giant piece of cake in front of them or something too small or whatever. And then 2, they're just really pretty, and I have not used these in a while, so it was fun to bring them out again. In order to get these little cakes out of these pans with all their little nooks and crannies, I, as you saw, sprayed a lot of oil into the pan. I used Pam spray. I also sifted through some gluten-free flour on top of that oil before putting in the cake batter. And then I used my little cookie scoop, whatever you call this thing, my little mini scoop there to scoop some batter into each little compartment. I didn't quite fill the cookie scoop for each one, and that turned out perfect. So that's what I did. And then I baked it in the oven for 15 minutes. All right, so here we are about 15 minutes later. I've pulled those out of the oven, did a little toothpick check. They all seemed fine. So they also all came out. I was so happy. There were a couple stubborn ones there at the end, but they still came out completely undamaged. So that was fantastic. So now these just need to sit here and cool, and I've got a little more batter to put some more in the oven. All right, I also got to work on those bourekas. So I'm just using these frozen bourekas that my husband had picked up from the store. And basically what a boureka is, it's sort of like a puff pastry with something inside. These are potato bourekas, so it's basically a puff pastry with mashed potatoes inside. Super delicious. And then I just put a little egg wash on top and a little sesame seed, and we're good to go. So in addition to those other ones, I also had these, which are gluten-free. And so I'm putting these together in a separate tray, and those will be for my son to have tomorrow. Okay, so making some great progress so far here this morning. I've got the bourekas here behind me. They came straight out of the freezer, so I've got them there on the pan, and they are gonna just kind of thaw out a little bit. The gluten-free ones are back there. Before I put a little egg wash and some sesame seeds on top of those and put them into the oven to cook. Yes, they will be cooking totally separately because gluten and gluten-free. Okay, now on to the cakes. I think they turned out super cute. I ended up doing a second tray of slightly larger cakes. And for these cakes, what I did is I took some of my kitchen scissors and like cut around the edges where the cake has sort of gone over the edge of the pan and just did not look as pretty. Now, how am I gonna decorate these? I honestly am not totally sure. I'd like to do sort of like a petite four icing. I don't have corn syrup though. So it depends on what time Mr. Firefly goes to the store later, because we also don't have green beans, which was on my list to do today. And as easy as that dish is, it is not possible without green beans. So when he goes later to buy green beans, they just didn't look good at the store that he had gone to the other day. So he wanted to wait and go somewhere else. So anyways, he's gonna go and get the green beans later today. When he does, he's gonna get me corn syrup, and I would like to try to attempt to make a petite four kind of an icing. So kind of like a liquid fondant basically. So that'll give it that kind of a hard shell over this shape, and I think that should look pretty awesome. Here's hoping. I've never made petite fours before, but I think it would be super fun on these kind of shapes. I think they turned out cute. Here's one of the bigger ones. I think for the bigger ones, I'm just gonna decorate them a little bit differently. I'm not totally sure how I'm gonna decorate them yet, but I'll do something. They're not cooled off enough yet to deal with. Anyways. And so that is basically what is happening right now. And then there's just like a little kitchen cleanup to do. So that's kind of where we're at now. And I'm feeling pretty good about how the day is going. And that's always good because it is no fun to go into Shabbat after like a stressful day of trying to get ready for Shabbat. Anyways. Oh, for this weekend, by the way, we have no guests for tonight. It is just our family. We had some guests Friday night recently, and it was just really exhausting for us. And we decided with the Shabbat starting so late, that's really not something we should do very often. We haven't done it for a long time just because of like baby Firefly and all that stuff. Normally we would have guests during the winter, but we just didn't really last winter for Friday night. But now that Shabbat's starting so late, what time is Shabbat starting? Oh, I didn't write it down yet, but I think it's like around like 8 o'clock or something like that. So yeah, it's really hard to then have a meal after that with guests and then have to clean up and the whole, it's too much. Shabbat is so much fun. I absolutely love it. And yeah, now that Shabbat feels longer because it's ending so much later, it's ending closer to 9 o'clock right now that it's getting towards summer, it's the best. I love it. It's so much fun. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna go put baby Firefly down for a nap, and when I come out I should be able to take care of those bourekas. So see you guys in just a moment when I'm doing that. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's like a whole new thing now. Not only do I have to stand somewhere where the lighting in my kitchen isn't terrible, but I have to stand somewhere where the glare in my glasses from the windows also isn't terrible. That's okay. All right, so I just got the gluten-free bourekas in the oven, so those are gonna cook there for a bit, and then I've got the gluten ones here ready to go. I just did the egg wash and put the sesame seeds on top. I can honestly do without the sesame seeds, but Mr. Firefly really likes them, so I do them. And let me think. Okay, Mr. Firefly has gone to work for a little bit, and then he's gonna hit up the store on the way home. The kids are playing nicely, which was not the case the entire morning, just FYI, my life is not perfect. Just why would I film the other parts? Mr. Firefly made a delicious fish. Look at this. Okay, and now, what am I gonna do now? Okay, oh, I'm gonna get the chicken ready to cook that, and I'm gonna clean up here in the kitchen. So, fun times. And it's still early, and I'm feeling so accomplished that I actually probably will have time to make the icing that I went to for the little cakes. So, oh, and we just got one more added on to lunch, so that is cool too. I just have a friend who's in town this weekend and asked if they could come for lunch last minute. Obviously, I was like, please come. So that's super duper fun. And yeah, that's all I got. That's literally all I got. Friday. I'm feeling a little bit all over the place today, but that's okay. Yeah. All right, so let's clean up. Okay, so it is early afternoon right now. I'm expecting Mr. Firefly home any minute, hopefully with those ingredients that I am looking for, so that I can finish up and make that last dish of the roasted green beans and figure out that icing for the little cakes. Hopefully that will work out. Here's hoping. I'm pretty sure it will. I mean, how hard could it be? It could be hard. We'll find out. Okay, so at this point, I actually have some time to sit and relax. I've got the kitchen clean enough. No reason to like detail it because I know Mr. Firefly is still gonna be doing a little bit of cooking. Got the chicken ready for him. They're behind me, and baby Firefly is enjoying a nap and the kids are playing in the other room. They've had lunch, just some leftovers from last night. Super easy, and that's it. That is what is going on here. So I am gonna go do some reading, and then I'll check back with you guys in a little bit. when Mr. Firefly is back, I've got those ingredients and I can work on everything else. All right, so Mr. Firefly got home from the store. He couldn't find the one ingredient that I needed for the icing, the corn syrup, but that's okay. He did bring home flowers. He brought home a little bouquet for my daughter and for myself. So I got those arranged, and then I had to go figure out what to do with the cakes. So I decided to do what I normally do when I make the cakes like this and just put a little glaze on top. So first I'm just setting out the cakes on top of this wire rack with some wax paper underneath so that the glaze will have somewhere to drip down and not get all over the counter or make a pool at the bottom of the cake. Okay, so I just got some confectioner's sugar and I'm using some of that Trader Joe's soy beverage. I like that one. It's Parv. So I just mixed those two ingredients together until I had a consistency that I liked, and then I just sort of using the spoon drizzled those on top of the little cakes, added some sprinkles because everything is more fun with rainbow sprinkles, and there you go. Okay, so it's about 2 o'clock right now and things are going great. Mr. Firefly has some stuff in the oven for lunch tomorrow. I finished up with the cakes. I was a little bit bummed about the icing because I did want to try something new today, but on the other hand, I know this will work and a new icing might not. So this actually is totally fine. I will add some maraschino cherries on top of some of them tomorrow, right before I serve them. I just don't want the cakes to get soggy or anything like that in the meantime, but those are in the fridge so that they will stay as fresh as possible, waiting for tomorrow, and that's it. I've got the green beans over here. I went ahead and set up a pan. Everything's ready to go for those, and I will put those in the oven to roast after Mr. Firefly is done in the oven there. So that's it. That's it. We're flowers are arranged, table's set, kitchen's clean enough. This is great. This is really great. All right, so baby Firefly is up from his nap. He's over here having a little snack, and yes, you cutie, yes, he's very much in a good mood. Very much in a good mood. And the kids have just been helping me, puttering around with laundry and cleaning up and straightening things, and they're in there playing right now. So that's kind of what's going on here. Oh, and now you're done. Now you're done. Okay, it actually looks like it's gonna rain. Even better. Okay. All right, so we'll check back with you guys here in a bit. Okay, so I just pulled out from the oven the food that Mr. Firefly was cooking today, and now I'm going to put those green beans in. It's getting towards evening-ish. It feels so much later because it's getting very dark outside because it's supposed to start storming soon. Pretty excited about that. Nothing better than a nice storm to fall asleep to. So let me show you the food that he made real quick. Okay, so there is the roast with some root vegetables and some chicken thighs with some root vegetables. So that's what's happening here. Now let's throw those green beans together, get them in the oven, and we can be done. Okay, green beans in the oven, easiest recipe in the world. I just take my green beans, coat them with some of the avocado oil spray, sprinkle them with a generous helping of salt because that just makes them taste so much better. Put them in the oven on 350 or 400 until they look done. The oven is currently on 350. It will be until I think they look done. I'm not very good at that. Probably close to an hour. I don't know, until they look a little roasty. And then that's it. So I'm done. I'm done. Shabbat is ready. Okay. And it's 4 o'clock. It is 4 o'clock and I am Shabbat ready, except that I'm not dressed or showered or anything like that. So I think I will probably go work on that and clean, well, no. I'm gonna tidy up the kitchen here just for a jiffy, and then I'm going to go get myself like tidied up and ready for Shabbat. And then I will come out and give you guys a farewell. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. Okay, and that's it. We are ready for Shabbat. We still have about an hour or so before Shabbat starts, so we are doing really good here, and now we can just kind of relax, hang out as a family, and take in Shabbat calmly and beautifully. All right, thank you all so much for tuning in today. As always, I super appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button, give this video a like, and of course, don't forget to subscribe. I would absolutely love to see you here again. And don't forget to check out our sponsor, Native. I've included all the information down in the description box and in my pinned comment below. All right, thanks again. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you in my next upload. Here a little bit. Baby Firefly is down here on the floor, probably messing with the tripod, and that's okay. What I ended up doing with the little cakes, because there was like this edge outline where like the cake batter had sort of like overflowed. Okay, so I've got the bourekas kind of started back here. They kind of came straight. What? What do you mean they kind of? Of course they did completely. Okay, that was like an awkward picking up the whole tripod with one hand thing. Okay, so why don't I ever check what time it is before I start? Why?